This episode, we continue our journey from Mazatlan to La Paz, across the Sea of Cortez, where we will be delivering vet care to remote communities. Picking up where we left off, we'd spent most of the second night motoring with very little wind, but awoke to a beautiful sight. Land ho! It's about 8:30 in the morning. We didn't make as good a time as we expected last night. We were kind of averaging like 4 knots, and usually we average more like 4.7. And over the course of 10 hours, that's obviously a pretty big difference in the amount of miles you get. But anyway, we can see land. We woke up, and once the sun was up, we saw some kind of splashing in the distance, and I got the binoculars out. I was like, oh, I think it's a Megapod of Dolphins, and it was. That was like really cool. I've seen one Megapod before in Costa Rica, but not like that. That was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Really, really cool. So yeah, even though we're not making it at a time, that was well worth the wait and well worth the, going a bit slower. We've got a Megapod of Dolphins. There's got to be about like 16 dolphins on the bow.
Yeah, that's the shot with them all the way.
These videos are made possible by our patrons. For those of you who are new to our channel, moving the boat to Baja isn't just a joyride. We're heading over to begin our big animal vaccination project, which we couldn't do without our patrons and donators. You can help us deliver veterinary care to animals by following the links below.
Pretty sure they respond like dogs. Good? Yeah.
And yeah, we're all doing good. We're all pretty well rested. Having the third person makes it so much easier at night. We're getting like considerably better sleep. We are possibly going to have to change our plans a little bit depending on what kind of time we make today. But if we keep getting these slightly slower speeds, we're going to have to look at anchoring somewhere for the night, and then going into La Paz early in the morning, because you kind of need to enter on an incoming tide because it's a full moon right now, which means that the tides going in and out are really big, and the current in and out of the channel of La Paz can get up to like 4 knots. So if you go in against the current, it can be a real slog. So we don't want to do that. So we'll see, but that's the plan right now. We may look at anchoring at Isla Partida. No, I think it's Espiritu Santos actually. Anyway, but yeah, we're going to anchor possibly one of the islands and then go through. So we'll see how we go today. But we're all in high spirits. It's yeah, been a good trip so far. Apparently Marky liked pink. We'll see. Cork versus Marky squiggly lure. We'll see which one catches a fish. This is also on a much worse rod, so we'll see whether the bad rod performs as well as our nice expensive rod. There's whales up ahead too. Keep an eye on them. Yeah, we're a bit closer to land now, so we've chucked the fishing line out and we're seeing a lot more sea life. I saw 3 spouts off the bow here, so I've just turned a little bit to keep them off to the side. I think it could maybe be something other than a humpback, just based on what I'm seeing in the water. Oh, he just got his fin out. Oh, I love the whale. Emergency Addy training, so that if ever we did need to get him down into the cabin quickly, that he just like goes down on command. I'll show you how good he is already. Chalecoed up. He loves her in this shit.
Good boy. Go to bed. Good boy.
drops and his ears are looking better. A few days of eye drops and his eyes are looking better. We've also been putting a little bit of cream on his little footsons, which are much less red. So that's good news. He's doing good with the treatments we've been giving him. So his allergies are under control. And the good thing is too, at sea, he probably isn't really getting the same allergies as what he would be getting on land because the allergens are taken away because there's no trees and grass. Hey, he also had the one vomit. And I've got anti-vomiting injections called metoclopramide and metoclopramide tablets that work very well in dogs with seasickness. But we actually chose to just give him a bit of time because it was the first night on the boat that he vomited, and he actually hasn't vomited since, which is really good. Hey, my boy. And what we've been doing is feeding him small, regular meals instead of really big ones. And yeah, so far no more seasickness. Hey, you've had a good appetite. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about treating dogs at sea, first aid for dogs and medicines for dogs at sea, you can check out my presentation on it. It talks about metoclopramide for seasickness and a bunch of other stuff. Alright, our rough plan is to keep motoring around this kind of point of the island so that we can then hopefully sail west with the current wind. Right now it's basically coming from the front of us and it's not very windy right now in the morning, but it will get a bit windier this afternoon. Yeah, maybe. We'll see what kind of fish it is. As big as you're thinking?
Yeah, I don't think it's that big. I think it's like
What kind of fish is it?
probably a trash fish.
I don't know, it doesn't look like a trash fish from here. It looks skinny. I think it might be a little mahi. Cool.
Sick. Biting.
It's biting. With the stabby thing. Beautiful. Well done. This is the Ikijime or something method. We'll see how it works. Sorry, fishy. Okay. They said it's like just behind the eye.
Yeah.
Okay, that was much better. Okay, and then apparently we can slit the throat. It feels so much less bad doing that method of killing them. Like I feel guilty, but that's like so quick. Oh yeah? I guess the mahi little one. Should we get a photo of him like?
Yeah.
You have to stay with the camera. You have to stay with the camera.
Fish? Don't wash it. Oh, they're nice for their fishes. We got a fish. A mahi, that's very exciting. And it was perfect timing because we were just talking about raising the sails, so it was easy on the motor. You can just pop it in neutral to get the fish in. And in the next 10 minutes, we're going to get the sails up. We've just made it past the headland and some rocks, and we should be able to kind of do like a close broad reach to cut across to the island where we're going to anchor.
Why? How did these get so wet?
You got energy. He's like, I haven't played in 3 days. Nobody's
finally
taking me
feeling
for
better.
a walk. We've got about 20 nautical miles to go. You. Sorry, buddy. You got to give it a little longer. We'll take you for a midnight run. We're thinking of taking the dinghy to shore in the moonlight tonight. Take our dinghy. But yeah, we got about 20 nautical miles, so we should be anchoring up like maybe around 8:30ish tonight, 9 o'clock, something like that. But apparently it's a very wide open anchorage, very sandy bottom, so we're not going to have to worry about, you know, any problems anchoring. It should be easy done. That's if I ever have a sock to wear. How am I going to wear my socks?
Yeah.
Tasty mahi bites. So good. Alright, we're going about 4 knots and we're heading pretty much directly for the anchorage, which is cool. Yeah, it's a nice time of day to sail. It's sunny. It's pretty. So this is basically how we tell wind speed and wind direction. This tells us the wind direction, this beautiful wind vane. And then our friend Steve kindly donated this to us. So we got 6 knots of wind and we're going like 4 knots, which is pretty damn good. Got really calm, huh?
Yeah. Be nice motoring. Motoring into the sunset.
We're going to be pointing right into it. Jim's just dropping the anchor and just attaching the snubber right now. We've made it to Playa Bonanza, I think it's called. It's like 8:30 at night, so it's not too late. We're thinking of actually going to shore, even though we're really tired, just to like stretch our legs and walk for the first time in 3 days. Jim, you just completed your longest successful passage, if we don't class getting stuck at sea for 4 days in Puerto
Much nicer
Madero.
this time, huh?
Yeah. You ready to go to shore, my guy? It's very exciting because his foots haven't touched the ground for 3 days, the poor little man. Whoa, the water is crazy clear.
Yeah.
It's like hard to tell on the GoPro, but I can see the bottom just from the moonlight. Wow. And there's Chuffed on anchor. We were able to anchor in 3 meters of water with the keel up, which is awesome. Mr. Guy, you the happiest boy. Oh. He's off. On our way back to Chuffed, very ready for a good night's sleep. Really warm. Jim's just up there lifting the anchor. We're basically leaving here at 5 AM with the idea that we will get to La Paz before the tide starts going out and creating an adverse current. Alright, it's like 5:45 in the morning. We lifted anchor at the island and we're just rounding kind of the point of the island now, entering the San Lorenzo Channel. It was kind of cool. We lifted anchor with the moonlight and now we've just got the sun coming up so that we've been able to see really well all morning. We expect to arrive in La Paz in about 3.5 hours. and we've timed it pretty much perfect. So dead high tide will be when we're anchoring. So we should be kind of in a bit of a slack tide, and the incoming tide will help drag us into the channel, because this time of year, it's not uncommon for even here in San Lorenzo Channel and the La Paz channel to have like 2 knots of current, but in these months they can be up to 4.5 knots. So yeah, we really don't want to be fighting that. So far we're making good time though. Mr. Guy, you watch that throttle.
Come up here with me. Give me a cuddle. I'm gonna cuddle this now. I'm gonna cuddle this now.
I'm actually videoing.
Oh. There's a thing right there. We're gonna want to have to use the wind to sail.
The boys are doing photo shoots up there, I think. We are getting very close to La Paz. Basically there's a channel that we've got to go into because there's shoals and it's quite shallow, and La Paz is just over here. Yeah, we've almost made it. Feels a bit surreal every time we do this again because it's been so long coming, but yeah, we're nearly at La Paz.
Stay.
It says Chuffed, you got Addie, you got you getting the shot.
That is a good one.
Alright, we just entered the channel. We're only like, I think we got about 3 miles to follow the channel down, and then we'll be able to set anchor. Like scouting it out a bit to work out where we want to go. Addie's excited. We're anchored. Addie's excited. Ian's excited. Jim's excited. I'm excited. We made it. Mr. Guy, you super excited. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my God, we're in the bus. Best day ever. We made it. 260 nautical miles over 2 days. And I think it was like more like 8 hours or something. Yeah. So it was a pretty long haul. And then we anchored the night and then came here, which was another like 20 nautical miles and like 4 hours. So yeah, but we made it. We're currently anchored kind of in the center. There's a lot of anchorages in La Paz. We're kind of in one of the center channels, but near the Malecon, so it'll be an easy dinghy ride back and forwards, but we're not in kind of the hustle and bustle, so I think it should be pretty good. We've got everything out and drying that we used underway, and we're all going to jump in for our first real shower. The water looks super clear and awesome though, so it'll be really nice. We're even going to try and have some hot water. So we're going to go trolling with Ian, just hanging back there. Catch ourselves a big one. Is it cold?
It's nice. It's refreshing.
Oh! Strong current. It's nice though. Oh. That's a really strong current. That's right, Mr. Guy.
This was almost really peaceful.
Well, it's still not the easiest thing to fit 3 people, Ian's bags and a Mr. Guy in one little dinghy, but it's a lot easier with the motor.
You ready to go to shore, Mr. Guy? Are you ready? Ceviche. Mr. Guy, do you like ceviche? Mr. Guy, are you ready to go from being a boat dog to a camping dog? Are you ready?
This would be where Addie and Ian are staying. It's probably why Addie's so good at boat life.
Because you're used to camp life.
Till next time.
Thanks for watching. Next episode, we prep Chuff for a reconnaissance mission to provide health checks for dogs and cats in remote communities. You can help support this project and others by becoming a patron or making a once-off donation. Until next episode, stay chuffed, everybody.